You checked out my video yesterday, you kind of know where I stand on this whole thing because honestly, I thought this was really cool. I thought this 30-second trailer or TV spot was cool, but people don't like this. His eyes are wonky. His face doesn't match. It's this or that. Blah, blah, blah. People are bitching and complaining because what else is there to do, right? What else is there to do? There's so much manufactured hate for this movie. It is absolutely absurd. It's absolutely absurd. And it's getting worse by the day. It really is. Like I remember like yesterday, I woke up, I was, getting my kids food and everything like that in the morning and who was it? Resident Justice, who sometimes on here, he posted on Twitter that he got a notification that there's going to be a TV spot. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? And then he posted this picture. And he's like, from the TV spot. I was like, what TV spot? What are you talking about? So then I jumped in my email and saw the email. And I was like, okay, I got to find this TV spot. So then I found the TV spot. And I watched it. I was like, man, this is a damn good TV spot. It's a good, like, it's excellent. Then I watch it again. I'm like, this is a good TV spot. And here's the thing. This is what you need to realize and notice, okay? You watch a TV spot, you watch a teaser trailer, you watch a movie. And the first time you watch it, the second time you watch it, the third time you watch it, when you're watching something, you take it in, you watch it, you enjoy it. Especially if if what you're planning on doing is to sit down and enjoy it. You're going to sit down and you're going to enjoy it. That's what your mind is going to do. But if you specifically go in to find an issue, to look for an issue, to not enjoy it, to hate it, whatever it is, you're not going to like it. You're going to hate it. You're going to want to find a problem. And that is what is happening here or there. That's the problem that we're seeing. Now, James Gunn, people were freaking out and saying, well, that's obviously a CGI face. James Gunn says there's absolutely zero CG in his face. People's faces can look different when you put a wide angle lens up close. The background plate in Svalbard is 100% real, as is David. So the plate behind him is not CGI. I mean, it's a real place, but he wasn't actually flying in there. They had to put that in post-production. Honestly, like sometimes when you look at somebody's eyes, it can look a little wonky when you're looking a certain way too. I get it. His eyes look a little wonky here. It is what it is. Maybe he has wonky looking eyes. Have we ever really looked at David Cornsweet this way before? No, maybe he has wonky looking eyes. Who cares? It is what it is. But I go back to my point where people look for mistakes. These people are looking for a reason to bitch, a reason to complain, a reason to point out, hey, this is wrong. This is bad. We can do that with any movie, not just comic book movie. I mean, we could go back and look at Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman. We can look at Captain America. We can look at Iron Man. We can go back to Batman and Robin. We can go to Batman 89. We can go to Superman 78. We can go to any comic book movie, or we can go to any movie at all. And we can take a 30-second clip and we can run through that 30-second clip and find a 1.49 second moment of that 30 seconds and find an odd looking moment in it. In any movie, if you're purposely looking for an issue, you're going to find an issue. But here's the thing. Let's talk about the people that hate this movie. Well, hate the build up to this movie. Most of these people are, and let's face it, I'm not saying all. Most of them are Snyder bros. Most of them want the Snyderverse back. So they are over there saying Zack Snyder did it better. Now, like I said in my video yesterday, I'm a huge Man of Steel fan. Man of Steel is my favorite comic book movie. I went in that movie excited. I watched that movie. It came out. Loving that movie when I saw it in theaters. I've watched it countless times. Are there weird moments in it? Absolutely. There are moments when Henry Cavill makes weird faces. There are moments when I'm like, "That's a weird moment. That's a weird shot, choice. That's a weird thing that they did there." But after how many times I watched it did I sit there and start picking those things out? I didn't go in there maliciously to find it, but I enjoyed the movie. So every time I've enjoyed the movie, I've just enjoyed the movie. But you can sit down and say that. Now, with this movie, if I enjoy the film, I'm sure the same thing's going to happen. After I watch it a handful of times, I'm going to start finding little wonky things. Now, if I was spiteful about Man of Steel in 2013, I could have done exactly what these people are doing. And that's what I'm talking about with this manufactured hate. All right? They could sit down and watch a TV spot and just say, TV spot, his barrel roll flying was cool. Sure, he kind of looks a little bit like Jim from The Office. Sometimes people look like other people in certain angles. I used to have a goatee, and people thought I looked like Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller. All right. Sometimes people say they look like other people. It is what it is. So when that happens, you just kind of move on and you say, okay, it is what it is. The thing is people need to realize that it it's a movie. Now, some people sit there and say, "Well, it's a trailer. It's part of a TV spot. They're 6 months out from it releasing. They still got VFX to do." Whatever. That's besides the point. You don't need to talk about that. It is what it is. The fact of the matter is that the people hating on this film, the people hating on anything DCU right now, are specifically looking for reasons to hate on this movie. They're going to hate on it. They're going to rag on it any reason, any way they can. They want to hate on it because of this. They're going to say they hate on it because of this, regardless if it makes sense or not. This hating on this movie, hating on this TV spot because his face looks wonky is ridiculous. It's plain and simple. It's ridiculous. Like, hands down, stupid. Look, Aaron Fisher, I give him a lot of props because he was like, the flying looks great, but his face looks weird. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I give him props for saying that the flying looks cool. He actually said something positive about the movie. But then he went on and said that he had to then start talking negative about everything. Negative this, negative that, negative this, negative that, negative this, negative that. It's like, just say something positive and just leave it at that. Like, why do you have to constantly talk negative about it? And that's the manufactured hate that is about this film. It's getting out of hand. Like, why does there have to be manufactured hate? I get some people don't want to see it, so don't go see it. But to sit there and bitch and complain about a TV spot, to complain about a teaser trailer that a lot of people really, really liked, a lot of people have watched, a lot of people have talked about, it's kind of ridiculous, don't you think? It's silly. Like Truth here says, I wish I had the free time these kids have on the internet to make these silly arguments. It's true. Like, why make an argument about these silly little things? It's absurd. It really is absurd. It's crazy.